Hello everyone, welcome back to Elegon, the MMORPG that I'm solo developing. Today I've got plenty of updates for you, plenty of bug fixes, a few improvements, but I also just want to talk about how I've been kind of managing staying on top of things with this project, because this project's several months old now, which, you know, for an MMO is still very new. But several months in is plenty of time for, you know, systems to grow and for me to sort of, you know, try and build out those systems more. And yeah, basically what's happened is some of those systems have kind of outgrown themselves and I've had to do a bit of refactoring this past week. So yeah, I'm going to be talking about that as well. So I've got my notes here. I don't really just want to go like down the notes like bullet point by bullet point. So I'll just talk about what I've been up to and the changes that I've made and kind of like why I've made those changes. And yeah, hopefully you find this video interesting. But yeah, without further ado, getting into it. One of the main things that I was looking at adding recently was the keybind system. So you see my action bars have all these keybinds, and when we press shortcuts on our keyboard, they will correspond to keys on the action bar. And that was all implemented, so that's great. But the next step was to make it so you can actually drag your abilities around on your action bar to make those keybinds actually useful, right? So that kind of sent me on a bit of a side quest whereby I kind of rewrote the whole action bar system in a way that makes it a lot more dynamic, and it's going to make it a lot nicer for me to build upon in the future, which is obviously really important for an MMO, because just like any game, but specifically an MMO, what you're essentially building is a series of systems, right, that all work together, and as the game grows, you're going to have more and more systems working together, right, and it's going to get more complex. So yeah, I felt that the action bar system needed a bit of a rework, so I went ahead and did that, and I won't get into the nitty-gritty of the code and everything, but all I will say is it's going to make it a lot easier for me to flesh out the ability system in the future, which is obviously going to speed up development ultimately. So yeah, that took a decent bit of my time. One thing that I will say is coming up next, we will actually be having the ability to drag and drop your spells around. So yeah, that is now ready to be built in, and that's going to be coming in the next update. Just like you can drag your inventory items around or your equipment, you're going to be able to drag and drop spells around, and you'll also have a spell book. So if you don't want certain spells on the action bar, they'll still be available in the spell book. So yeah, look out for that. That's definitely like on its way. That's still in development, and the foundational work for that has been done. So yeah, just looking down my list, yeah, in the top right, you'll see here we've got a report feedback / bugs button. So I won't press that, but if you do, what that'll do, that'll open our brand new feedback tracker, which is a website, I believe it's called UserJot. I did look into a couple of different of these websites. This one seemed like the best one for the kind of project that we have. And yeah, it's just going to make it a lot easier for me to keep track of the feedback that you guys are providing. So if you've got any gameplay suggestions or feedback, or you found a bug, anything like that, feel free to hit this button. It'll open the link in your browser, and you'll be able to describe the report that you'd like to create. The cool thing about doing it on a platform like this is it gives you guys a really clear view of what's been reported, and you can vote on those reports. So the kind of highest requested ones will be at the top, and they'll be likely to be fixed or implemented first. And it also gives really nice visibility for me, because in the sort of like dashboard side of it, I have a nice dashboard where I can see what I'm working on, what's coming up, and I can kind of respond to you guys on a report by report basis. So yeah, going forward, we're going to have a lot nicer feedback tracking. Thank you to everyone that had been giving feedback and bug reports in the Discord. I've now made those 2 channels read-only, so they're kind of archived, but I put out an announcement on Discord. But do not worry if you've already provided feedback or a bug report. That has not gone anywhere, and I will see it. It's just going forward, we're going to be using this new platform. So yeah, hopefully you guys think that that's a good change. And yeah, just going down my list again. I'm very organized today with my list. Yeah, so we've also, as always, we've got a bunch of small little sort of bug fixes and quality of life improvements, things like that. I won't go over every single one of them. I will post the full changelog in the description of this video, so you can see all of the changes that I've done since the last devlog. And as well as that, we've also done several sort of like performance optimizations, both on the client side and the server side. The server side's also gotten a few security improvements. So for obvious reasons, I won't go into too much detail about those, but the server side is slowly getting more and more sort of advanced and locked down. And the idea is, as we go forward, more of the authority will be taken away from the client and will be handled by the server, whilst still making the client feel responsive, right? Because if we, like, one of the main feedbacks that I've gotten that's actually good feedback is people saying that the character controller feels very responsive. When you hit abilities, it feels very responsive. So I want to keep it that way. I want to keep it sort of optimistic like that. But, you know, the server will ultimately dictate what actions are and are not valid. So yeah, that's kind of more sort of like foundational work that's going to help us going forward. Yeah, I've kind of also given a lot of love to the spell system. This kind of tied into the action bar work that I was doing. So it's going to be very nice for me to be able to implement more and more spells now. Spells are obviously stored in the server, and kind of the way I'm doing it with Spacetime DB is as a player, as a character, you will be subscribed to spells that are of your class and within your level. And that will kind of be updated automatically, so you'll always have the spells that are relevant to you available to you and your client, and that's kind of where the spell book's going to come in. So yeah, look out for that in an update very soon. It possibly might even be in the next devlog. I've done a little bit of sort of VFX tweaking as well on the front end. So yeah, you probably noticed, maybe if you've been playing much of the PTR, some of the animations have been tweaked slightly. I've really toned down the slash animation. I think it was a little bit overkill before. I might use that for something, but yeah, for now, just tone that back. I've also yeah, done some tweaks to the lighting, reduced the fog. So hopefully you guys, I did put out an announcement about this as well on the Discord, and also on the Patreon, and all the feedback around it was very positive. So yeah, I'd love to hear what you guys think here on YouTube, just about I guess the tweaked lighting, but also just the reduced fog. I think things look a lot clearer now. I think one of the main reasons I put fog in early on was because it kind of helped me. It was like a little bit of a cheat, right? Because it meant I had to put less detail into the world because fog was kind of masking that. But as things have been developing, I've actually tried to strip away that fog and kind of let the world speak for itself. So yeah, hopefully hopefully you enjoyed that change. And yeah, just more sort of bug fixes and little improvements. So this last week hasn't been sort of like crazy in terms of things that I can show you. It's been mostly, as I've been saying, underlying system improvements, and kind of pausing, taking a step back, refactoring. There was a lot of refactoring, and just making sure that we're in the best state to build out these systems going forward. Because then we can build the fun stuff, right? There's going to be weeks where I'm building sort of these foundational systems or things that aren't the most visually interesting, but they are super important to making sure that this game feels good and plays well. So yeah, I think that's about everything that I wanted to update you guys on this week. Look out for the next devlog. There's going to be plenty of exciting changes, I'm sure, in that one. I do want to say a massive thank you to our Patreons. Thank you so much for all the support. We have a new Patreon, Walt, on the rare tier, so thank you so much, Walt. I really do appreciate that. And to all my Patreons that have, you know, just been supporting me from the start and have been kind of coming on board, thank you so much, everyone. It really helps. And I guess that leads me into my last point, which is the PTR is always live. It's live 24/7, available on Steam. So if you want to check out any of these changes that I've talked about, or you just want to hop into the world of Elegon to have a little nose around, absolutely feel free to download and play the PTR whenever you feel like it. The PTR will be getting updated alongside these videos. So yeah, I kind of want to go for a nice open development approach like that, whereby you can actually play the game as I'm developing it. But yeah, other than that, I think that's everything. So again, thank you for all the support, everyone. Thank you so much. And I'll see you guys in the next one.